Hello, my name is Kevin Sutherland. I am honored to serve Anthony, Liz, and their teams in the capacity of the Modernization Program Manager. My primary role on the team is keeping our focus on the highest priority business outcomes from Liz and her business owners, and facilitating the delivery of these outcomes in the most effective way possible. Under the new outcomes-based guidance from CMS that Stephanie just described, we revisited the technology implementation strategy and concluded our best chance of delivering value for the business will be achieved not by exchanging our current elephant for another different elephant, or by taking small bites of modernization out of our current state elephant, but by raising a new, super modernized elephant, one business outcome at a time. An elephant that is free and encouraged to grow up to be a very different elephant from its predecessor. The technical complexity of modernization is overwhelming. This approach allows us to start with scope broken down at an achievable level to limit the business complexity to a bare minimum while we experiment with the correct technical approach until we get it right. To give some context, let's take provider enrollment as an example. We currently have in the neighborhood of 100 different types of providers coded in our MMIS. For each provider type, we collect different information and apply different business rules during the enrollment process. Providers currently submit the applications via mail, fax, or email, which internal staff key into our mainframe, and the resulting data is propagated to other systems in our environment, our managed care partners, and often combined with other data, resulting in numerous outputs.
For example, our MMIS team generates and sends the monthly TMSys file to CMS. The file is comprised of data from several domains in addition to provider.
Our new elephant approach enables us to start with one provider type or one transaction type, something small in scope. We can configure a technical solution to deliver the outcome for that provider type and demonstrate it to users quickly. And by quickly, we are hoping this means we measure time in days or weeks as opposed to years. Since the largest number of new applications on average come from physicians, we might choose to start with physician applications. Or maybe there's a specific provider type experiencing major challenges with the enrollment process and the business decides to prioritize that one first. Either way, the business is in full control of prioritizing the sequence of the work. Our job is to get each type working as soon as possible to evaluate the outcome. And note the definition of working also means we send back all of the information from the new process that the current systems require to perform all other business operations. We expect to learn significant amounts of information when we start processing applications in the new environment. It's even possible we realize we've chosen the wrong solution and need to go back to the drawing board, or that we need to pause to resolve a major issue. But it's important that we figure that out in weeks, rather than getting to the end of a large 2-year implementation only to realize our initial assumptions were faulty and we've fallen short of the outcomes we intended. Once we've seen an end-to-end process working in a production environment, confirmed the solution achieves our business outcome expectations, have received positive feedback from the provider end users, have confidence in the quality of the solution, and have demonstrated we can support business operations on both elephants simultaneously, now it's time to scale. Next, we can add another provider type, then 10, then 30. With all of the issues resolved and learning incorporated after each iteration, we anticipate building momentum exponentially until all provider types are working in production. With all business transactions transitioned and working through the new solution, the previous entry point for application processing can be turned off. And while the older systems are still functioning based on provider data limited by the constraints of those systems, we now have a rich data set being compiled in the new system, structured to support advanced analytics from the data we receive. With this approach in mind, our business team has been working to prioritize the target business outcomes and determine next steps. Review the next informational video to understand how to engage with us as we launch this effort.